You reach the bottom of the page, your thumb is already lifting to turn it. And then it hits you. You have no idea what you just read. Not a fuzzy idea, none. It's like the page was printed blank. You saw every word. Your eyes went left to right, line by line, all the way down, and still, you could swear nothing got through. So you do what everybody does. You go back. You start the paragraph over, a little annoyed at yourself. Sure, you just need to focus harder this time. And this is where it gets strange, because we're going to investigate this now, you and me, like two people following a footprint. That little blackout that happens to you almost every day has an explanation. And it's not the one you think. Let me set the scene first, because the details matter. You weren't asleep. You weren't pulled away by a noise. You were sitting still, eyes open, doing the exact thing you sat down to do. Read. From the outside, you were the perfect picture of a focused person. And on the inside, nobody home. The first suspect, the obvious one, is memory. I just have a bad memory. That's the explanation we grab off the shelf because it's the easiest to swallow. But hold it up to the light for a second. You remember what you ate for lunch. You remember the song that was playing when you opened the book. Your memory was on, working, recording everything except the 3 sentences your eyes just crossed. That's not a bad memory. A bad memory would drop the lunch too. Something stopped that text from ever reaching your memory in the first place. It was never recorded. You didn't lose the file. The file was never created. Hold on to that difference because it's the key to the whole mystery. On to the second suspect. The text was boring, dull, dense, badly written. The mind runs from boredom, right? Except this one doesn't hold up either, because you've had it happen with a book you love. The one that grabbed you in chapter 1, the one you tell your friends you couldn't put down. At some point in the middle of a scene you cared about, you hit the bottom of the page and blanked. Had to go back. If it were just boredom, the good books would be safe. They're not. Our detective crosses that one off too. And it's right about here, when the easy answers keep falling one by one, that this gets good. If you're the kind of person who feels a little tingle when a puzzle starts cracking open like this, you're already one of us. This whole channel is made of investigations this size, these tiny things nobody stops to look at. Subscribing here is basically hiring a partner for the small mysteries of your day. That's all it is. Stick with me. Third suspect, tiredness. This one's strong. You were exhausted. Your brain tapped out, and the reading turned into wallpaper. There's truth in it, but it doesn't close the case on its own. Because it happens at 10 in the morning, coffee in your veins, at the best hour of your day. It happens rested. It happens when you're genuinely interested. If tiredness were the mechanism, it would switch off when you were full of energy, and it doesn't. The reading blackout visits the tired and the rested with the same ease. Some people reach for a fourth way out. I was just reading too fast. Nope, you can read slowly, savoring every line and blank out just the same. The speed of your eyes isn't the problem, it's where your attention is while they move. Cross that one off too. So we've ruled out the usual 3, memory, boredom, tiredness. Each comes close, none is the killer. And that's what a good investigation does. It doesn't stall the answer to seem clever. It's that the real answer only lands once you've seen with your own eyes why the easy ones aren't enough. Here's what actually happened. Reading and paying attention are not the same thing. They're 2 separate machines inside your head, and one of them can run on its own, on autopilot, without the other. Let me show you both. The first machine is your eyes. It's mechanical, trained, almost dumb from how efficient it is. Your eyes don't glide smoothly along the line the way you picture it. They jump. Quick little hops, word by word, a short pause, then jump again. Those jumps even have a name, they're called saccades. And after all these years of reading, this machine turns letters into words completely on its own. It reads a sign on the highway without asking your permission. Same thing here. Your eyes keep hopping, recognizing the words, reaching the bottom of the page even with you 1,000 miles away. The second machine is your attention. This is the one that actually understands. It takes the decoded word and does something with it, connects it to the last sentence, builds the picture, feels the weight of what's being said, and it has a hard limit. It can only hold one thing at a time. It's the bottleneck of your mind, your working memory, the small stage where only one actor fits at once. Now, what the scientists who study this call mindless reading is exactly the moment those two machines come apart. The eyes stay on the rails, the attention slips out the side door, and it slips out because something else invited it. There's a network in your brain just waiting for a small gap to grab the microphone. The one that runs when you daydream, plan dinner, replay yesterday's argument. The moment reading gets automatic enough, that network feels the empty stage and climbs up. It takes your attention by the hand and walks it off. And you don't even notice the swap, because who would? The part of you that notices things is exactly the part that got walked off. And don't think this is rare. When researchers sat people down to read and, every so often, poke them with a small question, "Hey, was your head in the text just now?" The answer was unsettling. A huge slice of the time, the person was gone. Reading, eyes moving across the page, mentally in another country. They even tracked the eyes. The moment the mind wandered, the reading went flat, spending the same little beat on every word, like a finger sliding along a wall. The eye machine had taken over completely. And it reads a wall and a poem with the same indifference. Look at the engineering of that. Your eyes are too good at their job. It's because they're so efficient that they can finish the page without you. If every word took effort, the attention machine would have no way to escape because it would be needed the whole time. But it isn't. And whatever isn't needed, the mind lends out to something else. It's not laziness. It's optimization. Your brain hates wasting attention, so it caught a process running on its own and reassigned the resource. Cruel, but efficient. And here's where I want you to do something with me because I think you'll recognize it instantly. Think about the last time you woke up in the middle of reading. It wasn't right on time, was it? You didn't feel your attention leaving. You only noticed later, 3 paragraphs on, when something yanked you back and you looked at that hole. It's the same way we wake up out of a thought in the shower, or out of a whole drive we don't remember making. The reading blackout is a cousin of the drive home blackout. Same attention machine on loan while the autopilot steers the boat. If that landed, if you're reading this and thinking, "Oh my God, it's literally this," do this. Keep the name for yourself, mindless reading. Because when a thing that quietly bugs you gets a name, it stops being a flaw of yours and becomes a mechanism everybody has. And that changes everything. That, honestly, is the most useful thing we do around here, putting names on your blackouts. If you know someone who beats themselves up over not being able to read anymore, this video is the kindest thing you can send today. Send it. It's the kind of share that pushes this out of the bubble and reaches whoever needed to hear they're not broken. Now there's a question left hanging, and it's the most important of all. If the eyes read without you, and the attention slips off without warning, then who decides to come back? How do you wake up? This is the most beautiful part of the story. There's a small watchman inside you, keeping an eye on things from the back. He doesn't read the content, he watches whether it makes sense. While the text flows and doesn't crash into anything, he dozes. But when something incoherent shows up, a name you don't recognize, a sentence that fits with nothing, a direct question, he sounds the alarm. And the alarm is that jolt. Wait, I didn't get any of that. He's the one who pulls you back. That's why you wake up exactly when the text gets confusing, and never in the middle of the easy part. The jolt of "wait, what did I read?" isn't you failing. It's your security system doing its job. Late, but doing it. And notice a delicious irony. While I was talking about these two machines, there's a real chance your own attention slipped off for a few seconds. And if it did, you just ran the experiment live. You don't have to take my word for it. You've got the proof inside your own head happening right now, about the very thing being explained. If you smiled just now, or if you just caught yourself going back to reread this part, drop a like. It's just the little thumbs up of someone who caught their own mind in the act. So, putting the case together, the blackout isn't bad memory because your memory was recording everything else. It isn't boredom because it happens with what you love. It isn't tiredness because it happens rested. It's the uncoupling of two machines, the eyes too efficient, finishing the page on their own, and the attention lent out to the daydream network the moment the stage went automatic. And the watchman only wakes up when something stops making sense, which is why you always notice late. What do you do with this? I'm not going to promise you'll never blank out reading again. Nobody can. And anyone who promises you that is selling you something. The two machines are separate by design. But you can do one very small thing and it works because it goes straight at the mechanism we just drew. Next time you reach the bottom of a page and feel that blank, don't snap back onto autopilot, angry, trying to focus harder. Focus by force doesn't invite your attention back, it just squints your eyes. Instead, put the watchman to work on purpose. At the end of each page or each paragraph that matters, pause half a second and tell yourself, in one sentence, what just happened there. Just one sentence. He found out the letter was a fake. If you can say it, your attention was there. If you stall, you just caught the blackout in real time, before you lost 3 paragraphs, and you can reread just that bit. And there's a hidden bonus. Every time you stop and sum up the page in one sentence, you force the attention machine to touch the content one more time, and that touch is what records it. You're not just checking that you paid attention, you're building the memory the blackout was stealing. Catch the daydream and anchor the page in 1 second. Do it only where it matters, and after a few days you'll notice you're back to remembering what you read with a sharpness that felt lost. This isn't a productivity trick, it's just you giving your attention a reason to stay on the stage, turning reading back into something that needs you. And when it needs you, the daydream network can't find the gap to climb up. It's small, it takes a second. And it's the difference between crossing a book and actually being inside it. Look at what we just did, you and me. We took a small daily failure, a thing you've probably quietly called yourself scattered or slow for, and found out it was the opposite. A brain so efficient it excuses you from the task the moment you're not needed. It wasn't a lack of attention, it was too much attention, too valuable, pulled away by a mind that's always sniffing out the next interesting place to be. You're not a bad reader. Next time the page goes blank, you'll know exactly who left, who stayed, and how to call them back. And honestly, that little jolt of, wait, where was I, might be the most human thing your mind does. It's telling you there are more interesting places to be. The trick is just deciding, every once in a while, that this place is right here, on this page now.